Hey, hello, welcome. So friend, in this video, we are going to learn how we can use list file operation of FTP connection. So what list file is going to do is that I will explain you everything in this video. So friend, if you have not subscribed this channel yet, please subscribe this channel. And if you have not liked the video, please like the video. And yeah, obvious, if you like the content, please share this with your friend and friend in your friend circle. So hey friend, I will create one video, one integration. So before going to show you, let me explain you what we are going to do is that. So suppose this is our FTP server, and here I have uploaded the multiple files. So let me upload the multiple files here. So right now what we are going to do is that we are going to use list operation. So list operation is doing that whatever file available over the SFTP server on a particular directory, it will give you the name of that file only. It will not read the file. Remember, list file operation is not going to read the file. It is just going to give you the name available over name of the file available over the FTP or SFTP server, whatever you can. And there is one more features of that list file. You can provide the file patterns, file name patterns while listing the file. So here, if you will see right now, we have multiple files. So let me change the name of any file. So all the file started from AP. You can see this is the pattern, right? And ended with the CSV. And here one file is ended with TXT. So suppose I'm going to change this AP to AR, and this, okay, yeah, fine. So here we have one file which is starting from AR and one file which is ending with .txt, and everything or rest file is same. So I will create one integration in which I will read all the file which is starting from AP and all, right? So let's continue. So for creating integration, just click here on the click button. Now I will select schedule, cancel, give the name XX list files from SFTP 01, create. Now you know that whenever we add any schedule integration, by default we are getting two endpoint, which is the starting endpoint as a schedule and the endpoint. So here we have to list the file from server, we have to work on FTP, so we require FTP connection. So here I will add FTP connection. I have already created this FTP connection. You can watch previous video. And here we have to provide the name of this endpoint. So as a prefer, like whenever we create any file, any endpoint, we give the name. So what kind of endpoint we are going to use, we will provide the name as that. So here we will use list operation. So I will provide a list file, and this is the FTP endpoint. So I will use FTP, list file FTP. You can use whatever you want. It's not mandatory to use same, right? So just click here. Now here, instead of read, what we will do, we will use list files. So whenever you use list file, it will ask you the directory from where you have to list down the file. So here, this is my FTP directory. So I will copy this directory, and yes, I will paste it here. And now here you can see this is the patterns. This is asking the pattern, what kind of patterns you want to list the file. So I told you here, because we don't have multiple file with the same name, so we can't fix the name here, right? So we have to provide the pattern. So what kind of pattern we will provide? So here we will check that what kind of file name we have to get, like we have to list. So I want to list all the file which is starting from AP and ended with CSV. So there can be some scenarios where user will upload the CSV file for in AP invoices and all, you are providing the name, but sometimes user uploaded wrong file. So for preventing that reading the wrong file, we use that list operation. We use that wildcard. So here what our requirement is, our requirement is to read all the file which is started from AP and ended with that CSV. But between these two, whatever will be there, so I will use a star operation, a star.csv. So at the runtime, this star, it means that whatever value, whatever character, how many character is there, no matter, but starting from AP or ended with CSV. So here we have the maximum file. So whenever we will provide maximum file, suppose here we have file 6 file here. If we will provide here maximum file as a 5, so it will not read more than 5 file. It will not list the more than 5 file, right? So let it default. Here we have list file recursively and the ignore file permission. So right now, if suppose we don't have permission to read, so in this case we will not read that file. But if we will tick here, it will read all the file whatever we have permission and or not. So we don't want to list any file which doesn't have permission, right? So just here click on next and done. So here in the mapping we are not going to provide anything. In mapping we can provide the same thing, the file name pattern or the file directory from where we have to read, but we have already provided the same while configuring the endpoint, so we will not provide anything here. Here you can see the in list header. Once you will open this one, you can see the file name pattern and directory, and these two we have already provided, so we will not provide here anything, right? So just close. Now here our integration is completed. It will list all the file which is available from the server with the file patterns, right? So we have to remove the error first before going to run the integration. So for removing this error we have to enable the tracing variable, because it's mandatory to have a minimum one tracing variable, right? So just now click on save and close. So let me activate this integration and activate. Done. So here we have activated this integration and now it's time to run. So just click on submit. So our integration ID is 10. So I will open the integration in another instance so that it will not move this navigation. So I will move to the monitor. Inside monitor we have integration, here tracking. So this is our integration 10 and it's completed successfully. So once you will check the log message, it's not showing here any message right now. So what you need to do, you need to reload this again. It will take some time to load the message, right? So once you will click here, you can see this is the message sent to list FTP. This is the mapping variable. So in mapping we have not provided anything because we provided all the thing while configuring the endpoint. So here if you will see, while configuring the endpoint we provided the file name as a file name. You can see ap star csv.csv, right? And once you will click here message received from list file, you can see this is the file which we listed down from the server. So let me copy these things and open in notepad. So here if you will see in notepad, if I will paste, you can see, let me change the format as XML. So here you can see we listed down file, and here remember whenever you will use list operation it will return you the total number of file counted, right, listed. So here you can see item count is 4. It means that we listed 4 files. So here you can see this is the item count as 4, and here you can see this is the repeating element 4 file. It means that we have this file multiple files. So you can see the first file element we have the file name ap and ended with .csv, ap ended with .csv, ap ended with .csv, ap ended with .csv, but didn't list, like listed down the file which is ended with .txt or started with ar because of the file pattern we provided. But suppose there is requirement, we have to read all the file which is available over server, whatever matter what's the name. So what we will do, so let me do the changes in the integration. So I will deactivate this integration, and again I will edit the integration, and here while in the mapping, here let me provide the same. Here if you will see in the mapping, here we provided the file name pattern, right? So right now we provided as ap star.csv. It means start with ap and end with .csv. But right now what we want any file, whatever file name available there. So we will use a star. Star is saying that anything, right, any name. So now go next and done. Update. So just click on save, close. Again I will run the integration. I will show you the response what we receive from this FTP list file and point. So here if you will see, when I will execute this integration, it will return me the ID as 11, and I will search this 11 here. So we don't have, let me refresh that 11. Yeah, so it reflected here. So I have to check the log message. Remember whenever you will run the integration, after just suddenly completed the success, it will not show you the all log messages. For getting the all log messages you have to reload. So here you can see in the receive message, it means that the response of this endpoint, right? So just click on this message, and here let me copy these things and open in another notepad. So here you can see as we provided a star, it means that it will read all the file whatever name will be there. So here you can see this is the file name and total number of count. If you will check, the total number of count is 6 because we have 6 file over server. We have 3 and 3, 6 file over server. That's why it's written count as 6, right? So here you can see 6, and this is the ap.csv, apcsv, apcsv, AR. Here you can see this is the name as ar.csv, and you can see here ap.txt. It means that it reads all the file. It listed down all the files available over the server. So I will create another video, in which video I will explain you the actual scenario where you will use list file. So suppose we have multiple files and we have to read multiple files in OIC. What you will do? Because we know that read file operation is used to only read a single file. It cannot read multiple file from server. So for reading the multiple file, there can be multiple scenarios to use that kind of scenarios. So suppose you are getting a data file from server and you are consuming that data file in OIC and creating any transaction like creating supplier, creating invoices. So that time there can be multiple scenarios. Suppose business saying that we will upload multiple file and you have to consume that multiple file, right? So that in that case, what we will do, we will use list operation to list down all the file, to know the file name, what's the file name available over server. Then we will run a loop based on the file name, and then we will use read operation one by one, so that we can read each and every file which is listed down, right? So I will create separate video where I will show you how you can read multiple file with the help of list file operation. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe our channel, and yes, if you find it helpful, please share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for watching.